MCZ Group is one of the leading European players in biomass heating. The company was founded in 1976 and it develops and manufactures intelligent, energy-efficient indoor heating solutions with one of the most extensive product ranges on the market. I'm going to be speaking with the company's CEO, Riccardo Zanette, and he'll be telling us a little bit about the company's key achievements and what it was like taking over the family business. He'll also give us an insight into the company's success and its plans for the future. I'm Catherine Bennett. Welcome to A Moment With. Well, it's really great to be here, so thanks very much for letting us come and speak to you today.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a big pleasure to have you here and to show you what we do.
So this is the factory, this is where all of the products are made, right?
Yes, these are the assembly line, where the product is automated and packed.
Great, well, Riccardo Zanette, thank you so much for being with us today. I wanted to start off asking about MCZ Group. Of course, this is a family business. Did you always know from a young age that you were going to join the family business?
Absolutely, yes. I remember when I was more or less 8 years old, and my grandmother took me to the factory where all the production sites were, and I could see all this big machinery producing concrete barbecues. And she were telling me, look, one day you will be running all this. And I just immediately fell in love with this idea at that time.
And so would you say that it bred an entrepreneurial spirit from quite a young age?
Yes, absolutely. Being an entrepreneur, so all the stress you have to handle and all the commitments you have to put, it's something that you don't see on the street.
So can you tell me a little bit about your career progression, about the roles that you've had previously and how these previous roles prepared you for your leadership role that you have now?
To be the head of a company, you need to know every single functions, how they work. Okay, from the marketing, the sales department, production, R&D. I've been covering every role, every possible role in this company to take the full responsibility and the full commitment.
And did you always know that you would become CEO one day?
Well, was the aim. Was for sure, I was aiming to that since 8 years old.
That sounds like a very ambitious 8-year-old.
Yeah. But it was possible because my father was my hero at that time. I didn't have other kind of heroes, so it was, for me, very easy to choose.
But do you think as well that perhaps put a lot of pressure on you?
Actually, no. I think my father has been very clever in this because he never tried to push me. So it's always been my choice.
But outside of your family, are there any people in the business world perhaps who've inspired you?
Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson, he's been able to enter so many different segments and industries that probably nobody has managed. And he also has a great ability to motivate people.
And is this sense of charisma or this ability to motivate his workers and people around him, is that something that you're trying to bring to your work in this company?
Absolutely, yes. In my opinion, it's the number one task of a CEO. And to do that, I like to do it by helping the people, my teams, to see things from a wider perspective.
One thing I wanted to ask you, what is the single biggest lesson that you've learned over your career or perhaps in your time leading the company?
Everybody makes mistakes. What is tough is acknowledge when the mistake is yours. Then you need to fully commit yourself to adjust the mistake you have done.
And what are some of the main obstacles that you've had to overcome since starting to lead the company?
Okay, there are probably two kinds of obstacles. Some of them comes from an external environment, and sometimes you can just not overcome them. For example, the pandemic has been a tough challenge, but okay, I wasn't the only one in that situation. There are other kind of obstacles that a CEO have to deal with, and maybe they are more everyday obstacles. For a 600 employees company that we are now, they are our first value. Yes, it's what I wake up with every day. Okay, how to assure myself that they are happy to work here, how they can see the future.
So as the CEO of the company, how do you make sure that you're contributing fresh ideas to the company and pushing it forward?
Well, I try to keep myself always very ambitious, okay? Of course, after that, you need to keep it real. When I've been put in charge of this company, what I felt immediately necessary was to start changing the culture of this company, improve and change what was old. Actually, it was already my father that started a process of managerialization of the company. So most of the medium-sized Italian company are run by entrepreneurs that concentrate everything on themselves because they need control. Okay, he realized that very soon that this was a limit for a company, so he started to give responsibility to the people below him. Okay, and what I have done is to push the throttle in that process, so to bring the decision making even lower throughout the organization. Yeah.
And can you tell me a bit about some of the company's standout achievements to date?
We started from the bottom line of the competitors list, and then we managed to reach the first position. I like a lot what we have been achieving in terms of technological improvements. The product we have here is the last example of it. We always been trying to innovate our products in terms of consumer and user friendliness and also environmental friendliness. So we managed to keep the emissions level to the lowest in the European market.
Now, the company is on the forefront of innovation in biomass heating, but are there any products that you're particularly proud of?
Oh yes, in 2022 we presented more advanced technology we have ever presented. We name it Core, okay, and it's a new combustion chamber, okay, that we insert in different model. So thanks to this technology, we managed to reach different goals. The first one, the most important, in my opinion, is lowering the emissions by 40%, 40% lower than the strictest European limits. Then we managed to make it working with a very charming flame. It's actually game-changing flame in the industry of pellet devices. The flame is much more charming and it recalls you the feelings that you're seeking from a wood appliance. Also, lowering the emissions allowed us to keep the glass much more cleaner, so you can enjoy the flame for much longer without having to bother about cleaning the glass.
And of course your products are functional, but there's also quite a nice aesthetic aspect about them. This is real Italian design, isn't it? Can you tell me about that?
We are a technology company, but also a design company. We started a collaboration with many different designers, for example, Patricia Urquiola, Michael Getmacher. Then we also managed to make some young designer to grow and build up their career thanks to the collaboration they had with us.
What are the factors that have led MCZ Group to be as successful as it is within this market?
So diversification, how we managed to change, to reinvent ourselves, and doing it in advance because of a vision and not because of a need. We pushed a lot on innovation, on research and development. One other driver that made us successful today was the decision during the 90s to start developing the foreign market. We didn't have the information at that time. We used our intuition, and that built up a vision.
And what space do you occupy in the market, and what does MCZ Group offer that maybe your competitors don't?
You have to do your best in every single ring of the chain. Design better product, you have to build solid products, you have to give a prompt and high quality service to your client and to the end users that might have some problem with the products. You need to be present quickly. As a company that started to internationalize itself very early, we also understood that we had to produce products that were suitable for every market and not only for the Italian taste. Conceiving ourselves as a European company and not strictly Italian.
And how do you see the company evolving over both the short and the long term?
We are in the renewable energy, so in this moment there are not many solutions. We have to go through a carbon neutral future. If you want to reach the net zero carbon by 2050, as a European community, we need for sure to consider that biomass will be one of the source of energy we will have to use, because it's a source that comes from a waste. It's carbon neutral because the tree during its life absorbs and more CO2 than which it releases when it burns. So it will be part of the game in this green revolution.
And do you personally have any particular goals for the business?
Yes, and it's comply with the DNA of this company, which has always been being able to change, to enter new industry, new business, and to reinvent itself.
And can MCZ Group look to the future with confidence?
We are in the right sector. We see our product as a solution for the future. It couldn't be anything else than a growing market. I can look to the future with a certain confidence, but to be honest, you are never that confident. You know, uncertainty is part of my job, and it's something that affects every company. Okay, and we are not a confidence seeker. Actually, we like challenges. Finding the way how to survive, it's a game that we like to play.
And it certainly sounds like you're very well placed to confront any challenges in the future. Riccardo, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much.